Waiting. Going once.
You got me. You got me. You got
There
me.
we are. We got
Go
you.
on, go on.
Oh, Senator, thank you. Sorry about all that. I don't know what happened. Oh, and you're not alone. Oh, who's
We
this?
made it. This is Miley.
Hi there. How are you? Oh,
Hi. Say hi, Mayor Pete.
nice to see you. Last time I saw you, you were considerably
Yeah.
smaller.
She's on her. She's 2.5 and she's already on the phone with video games.
I'm
so.
sure she could have fixed my little Instagram problem right now.
No worries. No worries. Well, it was my fault because I logged in from my personal account.
Okay.
And then I had to log back in from this account. And then by then, I think you had so many requests that you couldn't find me.
Hey, that's
We
all
made
right.
it.
We got there. How about last night?
Oh my
first of all,
gosh.
congratulations on your speech, which I thought was really powerful. And what a great night. Any moments that really stuck out to you?
I mean, yours was fantastic too.
Okay.
And of course, Joe was like amazing. He did everything he needed to do and just showed America what a real president can look like and would act like. It was fantastic.
It's true. I felt, and I think a few folks commented this, it felt more like watching a presidential address than watching a campaign speech. And maybe that's just because we haven't seen a presidential address in a long time because our president just won't be presidential.
That's for sure. That's for sure. And I love that you did it from your wedding location, your reception location. That's awesome.
We were excited to share that space. It was a furniture factory, and it's been kind of a lot of places in South Bend, and as you know, in our part of the industrial Midwest, they have this wonderful quality that they can be reborn, and people are doing things with them in new ways. So this particular space is largely being used for the arts now. And just always kind of transforming. And I thought it would be a great opportunity to showcase that kind of reinvention that goes on here in South Bend. So we were excited about that. Chasten tweeted that he was excited that we were going to be there, but we couldn't tell people the space. And so he told people he was going to share something exciting that night. And I think the internet got the wrong idea. He was just going to share the significance of where we were standing. Folks were looking for some kind of big personal news. But
oh my gosh!
And how about young Braden, the stutter who
I know.
He was so powerful.
I know he was so great, and the thing was the courage it took for him to be vulnerable in front of a national audience and still share his story was so important.
Amazing. At that age, I don't think I certainly couldn't have done it. I was really inspired. I know we're probably supposed to ask some serious questions, although I'm excited to just catch up with you a little bit, and it's good to be together. We should talk about a couple of policy things, and one of them was really showcased last night. Joe Biden constantly talks about the sacred obligation of taking care of veterans and military families. This is something you have led on in the Senate. You've lived it, of course, in your own service and your own sacrifice. How do you feel about the Biden-Harris vision for how we can better take care of veterans and military families?
Well, I mean, I am so excited for it because he does from last night and even before what we need, right? He remembers to take care of the troops first. That, in exchange for, not exchange, but to honor the sacrifices that our military families make, that our troops make, you have to protect them and take care of them because someday you're going to ask them to perhaps lay down their life for this nation. And that is an incredible honor to have, to be able to be in a place where you may have to give that order, but you have to safeguard those troops. They are your number one priority. And we have right now a commander-in-chief who uses the troops for his own personal gain. And so I'm excited that Joe Biden really, talked about that last night, that it's about protecting and serving those who protect and serve us. And so I know that he is going to be truly dedicated to veterans in particular, because both he and Dr. Biden and Joe have been doing that. They did that all 8 years of the Obama-Biden presidency, the administration. I saw that firsthand at the VA. But to also have now Joe Biden, a military family member in the commander-in-chief role, is something that I'm very excited about because I know that he would put the troops and their families first.
That's right. You can tell it's personal for him, and you can tell it's what he cares about. And I think that really shines through. I see a lot of folks in the comments who have served or love someone who serves. So thanks to you for what you've given to this country. I want to shift to a different service, the Postal Service. They're
oh my God.
with the Postmaster General.
Yeah.
You know, to me, one of the just most basic things that a country ought to be able to do is deliver mail. And the Postal Service is part of what made America into a modern country in the 19th century. And now in the 21st century, it's how veterans get their prescriptions. It's how people serving overseas vote. And yet we're seeing, you know, one of your Senate colleagues went out and was able to capture video of one of these sorting machines just taken out and basically scrapped, just left out in the mail. A friend of mine went to mail a letter, and the mailbox had been marked for removal. I haven't been able to go back yet and see if they backtracked on that, because it sounds like they're backing off. But what's the latest on how we're going to make sure that we support the Postal Service? And just what's your own experience with the importance of the Postal Service, whether it's voting or otherwise?
Yeah. Well, let me just go one. I mean, not just 18th century, Pete. We're talking about 19th century. We're talking about 18th century as well, right? From the 1700s. Ben Franklin helped establish the United States Postal Service. So we're talking about the entirety of our nation's history. We've had the Postal Service. I mean, I personally voted from Iraq. I don't know if you were, when you were overseas, if it was during an election year.
Same in Afghanistan, absentee
yeah,
ballot.
I voted from Iraq. If we can safeguard the mail from Iraq, from a combat zone, from Afghanistan, we can safeguard the mail here in the U.S. Where we are with the Postal Service. So I actually yesterday had a long meeting with postal folks from Illinois, as well as a representative from the USPS main office in D.C., and also the Illinois Election Commission. Bottom line, the president and the postmaster general, his $1 million donor that he put in charge of this whole effort, actually have said that they're not going to, that they're reversing their position, right? That they're going to stop pulling out the mailboxes, and they're going to stop taking mail sorting machines offline. But actually, they haven't put any of those back. So when I asked yesterday, have you put any of those mailboxes back? They could not answer that. And now reports came out this morning that those mail sorting machines that were taken offline, they just sent out a memorandum either yesterday or this morning from the U.S. Postal Service telling all of their branches, do not put those back online. So the Trump administration is doing what they do, is they make an announcement that sounds like they're backtracking and listening to the American people, but then they don't actually follow through with it. And they have not changed their policy to say that they will prioritize election mail. So we're still in the same situation we were before, where they are working to undermine the Postal Service and undermine in particular our vote by mail process across the entire nation.
Well, I know you'll be there in the Senate to hold them accountable, first of all, to the things they say they're doing, but also to make sure they actually reverse some of the harms that have happened. I know we're coming up on time. I just want to. Well, let's grab a couple more quick ones. What would you say is the biggest thing that you've learned in 2020? It's been a crazy year for all of us. Life has never been like it is now. What's the biggest life lesson you've gotten out of the experience of just being alive and American in a year like this?
Well, two. One, what I've learned as a U.S. Senator is that I can't count on my Republican colleagues to step up and do the right thing by the country. They have all just voted party line time and time and time again, whether it's confirming really bad judges or whether it is to stop any process moving forward to help the American people. So I'm very disappointed in that, which is why we need to flip the Senate. But I've also, as just a mom, with this little one here and that, where is she? That one, the diaper's in the foreground. That one there, how scary it is to be a working family, and I have all the privileges of being a United States Senator. I'm trying to homeschool my daughter, and it is hard. And I'm trying to make the decision right now whether or not I send her to school where I know she's going to get good education, but risk exposing her to COVID and my entire household to COVID with my 79-year-old mom who lives with me, or do I keep her at home and watch her fall behind? I mean, I have learned firsthand everything that I've been talking about with childcare and all of that. If I find it tough to do as a United States Senator, how does someone who's working two jobs
Right.
Or a single parent hold it together? They can't. We have to. We desperately need universal childcare, universal family leave. We've got to take care of this because our economy is not going to recover if people have to choose between their families and work.
That's right. I mean, is there any, people keep saying we got to get the economy back up and running, which of course is so important. So many livelihoods depend on it. That the numbers right now economically, by some measure, the worst they've been since 1876. But is there any way for the economy to do well if we're not on top of this virus?
No. There's no way. There is no way for the economy to do well, for us to reopen, if we don't have widespread, free or very low cost testing with the results available immediately or within 24 hours. There's just no way, because then we're constantly going to be shutting down, and that does not help. Opening up the economy just to shut it back down again actually hurts us more than if we would just have widespread testing, so people know when they're infected and they can isolate themselves.
Right, which is what so many countries have done. It's not that the virus magically went away for them. It's not like life is completely back to normal either. They got the testing in place because they had the leadership to get it done. Just one last question I wanted to ask you is there a...
Look at this, she's climbing the bench. Sorry, I'm just not very professional, but it's just me and the two girls. So
hey, this is the reality for so many Americans, right?
Yeah.
Working here and making this work. So I think it's great. And it's a reminder that, look, we're real people figuring this out. And I know you've got, fellow parents in mind all the time. Is there one person that you have in mind that you'll be thinking about when you cast your vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris?
Well, I mean, two. You see them right here, my two girls right here. Their future. I want them to grow up in a nation that lives up to the promises that are in our founding documents. I want us to be that more perfect union. We are a work in progress as a nation, but we don't get there until there's equal representation. We don't get there until Black Lives Matter. We don't get there until people can serve this nation regardless of their gender identity, who they love, how they live, their religion. We don't get there until people have full access to health care, and Black women are not dying at greater rates than other women during childbirth. There's so much we have to work on, and we can fix it. We can do this, but we have to come together, and that is why Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is so important, because it's time to bind our wounds and work towards that more perfect union.
I can't say it better than that. Thanks so much, Senator, for joining us. Thanks for your leadership. Thanks for the example that you set, and I can't wait to see you in person. We're going to have a lot to celebrate in November if we do the work. We're winning, but we know that
exactly
that you'll be leading in that too. So thanks so much. Great seeing you.
Wait.
Already,
Miley, can you blow kisses? Miley, blow a kiss. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Take care. Well, that's wonderful. Again, a reminder that Senator Duckworth walks the walk. She is the real deal as a soldier, as a senator, as a working mom. And I know so many Americans struggling through this season need to know that we got people who represent us like Senator Duckworth does. And she and I and our whole party are unified to make sure that we elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Please take a moment to follow Joe Biden. It's easy, at Joe Biden. If you can spell at Pete Buttigieg, I'm sure you'll find it easy to do that. Also, text 380-330. This is the best way to get live, up-to-date information from the campaign. So if you haven't already, just text the word Joe to 30330 and continue to stay involved. Look, again, we're winning right now. I mean, that's clear, but the election's not today. And so much can change in just a matter of weeks, as we've learned the hard way across the United States of America. So if you care about where things are headed, and especially if there are people in your lives who are still thinking about how to vote, or there's a lot of this, thinking about whether to vote, people who are so frustrated or cynical about the system and all of its failures, this is our chance. It's our only shot to defeat this president, deliver something better. And as you saw last night, this is not just about what we're against, it's about what we're for. We're for the kind of leader who's going to move us forward, call out what is best in us, be a president for every American, whether they voted for him or not. That's what we'll get when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are in the White House, and I can't wait. Thanks for everything that you're doing, and I'll see you out there.